Financial is just 1/5 of the entire system. And that means you're only putting 20% of yourself, and the other 80% is left on the table. And that's why people wonder why the rich and the famous kill themselves. They have all the money in the world. They have all the other things. Emotional, mental, a little bit of spiritual is missing. And maybe sometimes it's physical. They can't sleep. They remember the past hurts. They carry them, their mental, their stress. You know the story. So when you embrace the 5 pillars of prosperity, this is my book, by the way, just the cover so that I could show it to you guys. It's on Amazon. But anyway, so let us start the morning blessing. Yesterday we had a whole big session on all the books my children got. Hello, Nancy said, I am just getting up. Oh, perfect timing. So let us start the morning blessing. Welcome to everybody on TikTok, Instagram, the new ones and the old ones. And somebody did say something yesterday about, oh, on TikTok you have hundreds of people. On Instagram you don't have much. Why do you keep doing it? I do it for that one person that will show up on TikTok or on Instagram today. I do it because sincerely I love doing this. I am 80 years old in a couple months. I keep saying that. Somebody said I should shut up about that, but I'm not. I'm 80 years old in a few months, 2 months. And I am vibrant. I feel amazing. I have a lot of fun just doing the things that I do. And I have experiences. Some of you haven't experienced that. Maybe you're on your way to walk into a pothole that I walked into and came out of it. And that's why I do it. I do it because you must remember, I preach this to all of you. Thank you. That you have to remember one thing in life. The thing that you do, and it gives you a feeling that you say, oh God, I love that feeling. It's not only sex. Plain and simple. We have to separate that. Because some people say, that's what that give me. Okay, fine. And as you know, it's short-lived. It's not a long, everlasting feeling. So that is happiness in the moment of time. But what we talk about in the 5 pillars is the joy of consistency throughout your life, no matter what type of valley you find yourself in, no matter how high and amazing you are on the mountaintop, it's just knowing that. So let us get our show on the road. Welcome everybody on TikTok and Instagram. Thank you for coming and visiting with us. Yes, I am on 2 platforms, so sometimes my eye go this way. You know what? The point is, it's not my eye you have to look for. It's listen to the voice, to the cadence, the movement. Listen to when I go up and when I go down. When I ask you to push yourself a little long harder and do not give up. Be consistent. Know who you are. Know you're good enough. Know you have Michael Jordan level talent. All you have to do is push it to the surface. Share it with a friend. The friend that calls you every day to cry on your doorstep or on your mind and to keep you behind. It is not that person you're looking for. You need to tell them, listen to this, hear that, and they won't come. Many are called, but few are chosen. You can take a cow to the water, you cannot make it drink the water. So, for example, we have the Sunday Self-Care Show coming up this Sunday at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, and the topic is amazing. Get rid of romantic Klingons. The Klingons. And that was a request from one of the ladies all the way from India. She asked us if we could talk about that because we were talking about decluttering our entire life, not only with the physical things, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially from the 5 pillars. And then she said, can you guys please do something on getting rid of romantic attachment, decluttering romance? So again, I'm starting the morning blessing. Sorry, guys, you know I talk too much. Welcome on Instagram. Welcome on TikTok. Here we go. Welcome to the morning blessings. As you guys know, I'm Tessa-Marie. And today, we are sealing the week of gathering the harvest of our theme for the entire week was Frugal Optimism. The intent this week was that we shifted our language. We moved from lack to leverage. We learned that cutting your coat to fit your cloth isn't about being small. It's about being precise. so you can grow substantially. Did you hear that? I am saying that being frugal this week, shifting frugal optimism is not about lack. It's about leverage. How do you cut your coat to fit the cloth you have? It isn't being small. It's about being precise. I can do this. I'm going to do this well. Oh, so I have to say it again. I have to say it again. I am 80 this year. I am the wise steward of my resources. And my optimism is grounded in my discipline. And that's what I'm sharing. Whatever, I'm not talking, when we talk of resources, it's not only about finance. We talk about your mental capability to shift, to take in and let go, your emotion, how you react to what you've seen, heard, taste, smell, and touch. Your physical, are you able to move from one spot to the other without difficulty? You're asking somebody to help you. Spiritually, are you condemning others because they do not conform to what you think they should be? Or are you looking at yourself first in the morning and saying, I am ugly, I am old, I have wrinkles? Really? And then you expect me to say, oh, you're so beautiful. No, but you said you were old and wrinkled and whatever. So stop that. Look in the mirror and say, good morning. Here you are. I've been waiting for you for 8 hours. This was our mantra in the beginning, right? You go, good morning. You remember that, Kimberly? Good morning. Here you are. How are you feeling today? We never say how we are doing because we need to know how you feel. It's your feeling that lets me know that how you're going through this journey called life. You see, we discuss to economize, and that has no disgrace. When we manage our physical resources well, we eliminate the stress that weighs on our bodies. Financial health is physical peace. When you have the money you need to pay for your living expenses and ditch the word bill, it's not a bill. You need to have things paid for so you live. So you are fine. You need a roof over your head. You need clothes on your back. You need food in your mouth. You need shoes on. You need stuff. So when it comes, oh, my living expenses is here. What I spend this month, the financial spending plan that we created, not a budget. And I can live within my means, I'm going to write that check. Whether it's to pay your income tax. The government says they want their income tax, but we are so amazingly, I don't want to use the word privileged in Canada. The healthcare is paid for. High school is paid for. Grants and loans are given. They're changing things now. But fresh water, healthcare, people who couldn't get dentistry are getting it now. All kinds of... So we have to understand the money does not come from air. Do not get angry. When you have to pay a bill, do not get angry. Consider it a living expense and honor it. I have the money to pay for my living expenses. Kimberly said, yes, she remembered. Here you are. How are you feeling today? Emotional and mental, the mindset. These two are mindsets. Frugal optimism is a mental shift. It's the SMART goal of being realistic. Remember yesterday we did the SMART goals and aligned them to the 5 pillars? It's being realistic. It's the emotional freedom of not needing to perform wealth, but to actually build it. Oh, I have money in the bank. And then can I have $1? I have money in the bank. Can you pay for my gas? And so then no wonder you keep saying that. But all you have is this, like this. You keep more. You want more. You go to God. You go to the church. You go to people. You to get them to do things where you do not pay for the labor. You go fighting. I was, I think Nancy sent me this lady thing. And one of the things, I think I sent it to my friend Colleen. We are similar in age. Oh no, Colleen is young. She said, I do not haggle when I have to pay something with somebody. That was one of the points, I think. All right, you know me. So I have said that. People will come and say to me, oh, you paid that person to do this and they didn't do a good job. I said, that's none of my business. And they said, but it's you paid the money. And I said, you want me to go fight with them about they not doing what they're supposed to do? I said, there's another person in charge of that. That is above me. My responsibility was to say what I needed, and I paid you the price you asked. If you did not do it, then bully for you. Figure this out. That's you. So when you reach that boom in the road, do you remember that you screwed literally somebody else? No, they don't. No, they don't. But you see what is amazing? They come back to you to tell you what just happened to them. And that has happened once. It's 25 years ago when I had some things done in the washroom. And the man came back and he said, you guys still owe me $2,000 because of this and that and this and that. So my husband, being a husband, he just goes, I said, chill. We owe you $2,000? Yeah, here's your $2,000. It was okay. And then guess what? The next day, he drops in. I said, we owe you more money? He said, no, I just, you know what happened to me? I said, no. How would I know what happened to you? He said, I went home, I packed my truck, and when I woke up this morning, and this is the words, and that is honest to goodness truth, $2,000 worth of tools was stolen from my truck. I didn't know what to say. I said, so what are you saying? Nothing, I was just thinking, I said, yeah, I know you're thinking. Well, I'm sorry to hear that but at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, did you do that? Because you see, do not overcharge people. And when all you have to say is that, I don't want to pay this price. This is not the price I want to pay. You don't have to tell them, well, don't do that. Could you break it down a little? I'm a senior. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Turn around and just say, you know what, this is not the this is not the amount I want to spend for this particular thing. Well, how much? Well, no, you have your price, so go ahead, there'll be another person. It's as simple as that. Do not go fighting people about what they want. So you have to remember this, right? So it's perform well, your freedom not needing to perform you have money, but actually building that money slowly. We started at $1.75 a week. She's not here today. Kimberly said, wow, Kama, you think? You guys, I wasn't looking at the time. My husband's paycheck was small back then. So we were very thankful. Whatever amount you get that is coming in a little bit at a time, be thankful for it. But don't keep going and say, I want more. And you haven't said thank you. Spiritual prosperity is finding contentment. When you cut your coat according to the cloth, you're honoring the cloth God has provided for this season, trusting that the fabric will expand as you prove your stewardship. You all have heard it. Money goes where money is. Why do you think it goes there? Why do you think that? Because they have proven their stewardship of the money, that they can manage, that they do the right things with the money for themselves and for whoever. And they do not gouge people's eyeballs to get more money. They do not cut people down and make them and want to give them less. Like in the Bible, it tells you in Proverbs, I got a deal. What's the point? You got a deal on the back of the donkey and you feel good? Just say no. All you have to say, this is not the right thing. So why do we fear the word frugal? That's something I want you guys to understand. Why do we fear that word frugal? You know why? Because we confuse it with cheap. But frugality is the optimism that says, I value my future more than a temporary impulse. Does that make sense to you? You think you can do that just before you point and click? Put it in the cart, go to pay for it, tap, all of that. Think about that as you're going to point and click. I value my future more than a temporary impulse. Tessa-Marie, the money I have is from, it's impulse shopping, miscellaneous, I don't know where it went. Yeah, pause. Before, and remember, hey man, If I keep that there, I'll have a little bit more money for next week. I value my future more than a temporary impulse. Remember to say that to yourself. So, look at your 5 pillars today, all of them. Mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, physical, all of them. People who are not doing very well financially, or they expect big and they still have small, is because they do not pay attention to it. They do not pay attention to that thing. Open the computer. Instead of going click, click, oh my God, is that what she did? Look at what she's saying over there. I'm going to go look at your account. Go and check on your account and look at it and sit there. Support your chin with your hands on your elbow and look at it and say to it, okay, I want you to grow. I want a future. I want to have more money in the bank. What it is I can do for you to grow. That is where you start talking to what you already have. And that may sound stupid. And you will say she's crazy. Of course I am. I admit to being crazy because I listen to that and I would say, okay, so how are we going to increase that savings? How are we going to decrease that debt? Talking to my account. And then I go and something comes up. I walk away. I don't carry it anymore. And when I don't carry it anymore, the answer comes. What you walk away from comes chasing you. Remember that. You state your case. I don't want to pay for this. This is not the amount I want to pay. It's okay. I understand you have a price. I'm not here to haggle with you. But I will have to wait either to meet your price at a future date or find somebody else. And you walk away. You take a step, you look at your situation, you say, I need to save more money. And you say that, okay, money, show me what I can do. Hold your money. It's too bad we don't have tangible money anymore so much. Everybody should have a $20 minimum tucked in the back of their wallet. The more you put that there, is the more you feel good. So if you can afford to stick $100 bill back there and you have it, and every now and again you take it out and you go, thank you. Thank you. That's all you need to do. That doesn't mean you have to spend it on something for someone. That is not what you have to do. You see, that is not mad money because you're not going to get mad at anybody. You didn't come in the world to be angry at the world. That is just mad. Don't give your money names that are not healthy or prosperous or enlightening or encouraging or make you smile. It's not my mad money. It's my special money. I can use it if I want, but I'm keeping it. I want it to feel close to me. What's wrong with that? You have to do that. Oh yeah, they go vex money. You don't have to. That is not vex. It's not a nice word. It's crazy. So let us, do that. Hold it. Savor it. Have it. It's yours. Look at how your 5 pillars are. Which one is weak? Which one is, somebody said something to you and did you just get angry? Emotional prosperity reacts to what you see, you hear, you taste, you smell, and you touch. That thing gets a beating every day. So learn for that. I'm asking you for this. I told you what to do about the money. Emotion is the one where you rest. You stop. Do not cross your legs. Put your legs firmly on the floor, your hands on your knees. Or your hands just folded, not like that, but cup them together and just rest them on your lap. Put a timer on for 5 minutes if you cannot do. I do 30 minutes of that, but again, I've been doing that for 100 years. So 5 minutes and just breathe into your heart. You know where it is, left side over here. And just breathe slowly into your heart for 5 minutes. That is to calm your emotions. Stretch and relax. Breathe and let it go. And drop your shoulder and clench your teeth. Smile because you are amazing, beautiful, and spectacular. So that, then you look at a mental. What is this stuff you're storing in your head? Why are you storing hate? Why are you creating words when you see somebody on the street? Oh, they must be on drugs. Oh, they have. You don't know. Don't make assumptions. Don't form opinions of others. Use exquisite and impeccable words to talk about yourself and others. The only control we have in the world is to do our best. These are the 4 agreements of life. Use impeccable and exquisite words to talk about yourself and others. I am gorgeous. Who cares if they think you're not gorgeous? You decided that. The I am is God. It's you. You're creating. You're there. And then make no assumptions. You don't know. They have no money. Oh, they have no money. That's why they cannot do this. They have no money. It's none of your business, though, whether they do or not. So just don't make any assumptions. If you really want to know, ask them. Or opinion. Oh, well, you just this, you always that. I used to get that. No, they did not, because I was so, and are you okay? When somebody criticizes you or say things to you to your face you're not pleased with, you look at them in a very, that's when you breathe and you go, are you okay? What do you mean I'm okay? I'm just saying, I ask you, are you okay? That takes them down a notch or 12, literally. So the emotional meditation, the mental sieve. Choose what you're going to say before you say it. What you say is yours. It does not belong. If you say you are poor, then you will be poor. If you say you are broke, then you'll be broke. Or if you say, like what Kimberly said, vexed, then you will be vexed. Whatever it is you say, you get. So you might as well stop criticizing others, because that's your prophecy for tomorrow. And I do that to my mother. Every time I receive money for video, I can see my mom smiling, because I put that money to my vacation account. And you're welcome, Yuko. So when you smile at that money, or you smile at a good thought, you get more of it. So you made some money. It wasn't as much as you expected, but you made some. You got it. And that's why I ask you to respect your income tax return. Do not use it to pay bills. Use some of it or all of it to save for tomorrow or for the life you are choosing. So the physical part is, if when you eat, you go lie down, you're going to get reflux or something in your chest. Why do you do it? You know that. So why don't you, after dinner, then go for a walk so you can move this food? Or if you know eating a bag of chips is going to just make your belly go funny, then why? Drink water, dance, physical, move. Stop sitting down because when I retire, I'm just going to sit. No, you shouldn't. Because you know what's going to happen to you. Then a rolling stone gathers no moss. But the one that just sits there, moss grows on it. Like the gynecologist, head of gynecology at St. Michael Hospital said to me, if you do not need those organs and you keep them in there, things will grow on them and you'll have to come back and get them in 10 years. So move, do what you have to do to keep yourself healthy, so you're not trying to get off the floor like on all 6. I don't know where the other 2 comes from, maybe your head, but you know what I mean. So, and then spiritually, leave people alone. Stop trying to remake others. The only person you can remake is you. You cannot fix. And stop wasting your prayer and going to God and ask him to fix something he created. Come on, people. You either change, like Mahatma Gandhi said. You become the change you want. So go in and kneel, oh God, please change my husband. No, he's not going to do it. Because that's how he made him. You change you. You can go to him and tell him to change you. He don't look at you. You know what? If you do not like what's going on, you fix it yourself. I did my best over here. So stop asking God to make people into the objects you want. Accept people for who they are. You don't have to live with them. You don't have to hug them and kiss them, but you have to shut up and let them paddle their own canoe. Let them set their sail for whichever harbor that they seek. They do not want to work Monday to Friday somewhere for somebody. They want to be self-employed. Support them, encourage them, give them the tips, let them know what they can do. Show them the way, but do not tell them, I want you to do this. Leave it alone. I went to university for a friend, and he had to be a lawyer because they wanted him to be a lawyer. But his family were all lawyers. And all he wanted to do was to paint. And as soon as his father died, he left the law firm with all the others. He went to France and he painted his life away. All he does is painting and enjoying it. And he tells me, I don't care if I sell one painting a year or none. I am doing what I love. And that's why I am here too. I don't come here to judge you. I'm coming here to tell you, let us do this together. Get to that age at that you can sit back and you can smile. And you can choose to have that cup of coffee with whatever cream you want in it. Yes, do that. But do not ask others to do the same. And of course, financially, you are telling me, Tessa-Marie, my father was poor. My father did this. He was a drunk. He had the paycheck on his way home. He swallowed it in the canal. He gave it to prostitute. We all have heard stories like that from someone. Has that changed all the time you keep repeating it to me? Of how poor you were? Has it changed anything? But you're not a child anymore. You do not live in that household anymore. It is 50 years ago. Things have changed. Guess what? You are in charge of that now. How are you doing with it though? Are you living in the past and saying, if they're like that, it's in my DNA? No, it's not in your DNA. If you decide it's in your DNA, why are you asking God to change your husband or your wife? You don't believe it's in their DNA, do you? So you have to look at it and say, that was then. And your parents did the best. Whether it was a horrible childhood, guess what? That was their best. Your best is different from my best. But the only thing that counts at the end of the day is when you look at the man in the mirror and say, I did my best. What your parents did was their best. Leave them alone. They're dead. Stop leaning on them. They're just skeletal bones and you mightn't find them, especially if you had the audacity to cremate them. So there you go. We have to understand one thing for sure. Financial prosperity. The rich man didn't make it through heaven, and that's what they said. But do you really believe the camel went through an eye of a needle? No, it didn't. It didn't. Do you believe because you have 5 loaves and 3 fish you shouldn't share? Do you? Or are you willing to share? Are you willing to give somebody something that you really like? Or do you only give them what you do not like? Try that. And then you wonder why your seeds are not growing. It's your attitude towards money. It's not your parents' fault anymore. It's your attitude towards money. Shake it off. Accept it. Give it care. Stop before you shop. Stop before you point and click. Stop before the words get out of your mouth and you believe you're cursing someone when really, honestly, we're cursing you.